Solutions to comply with Martyn's Law, the standard tier. Hello, my name's Luke from Equilibrium Risk, and you're probably wondering how the new requirements of Martyn's Law will impact your operations and what you need to do to comply with the new legislation. Well, in this short video, I wanted to give you an unbiased overview of some of the solutions available to your business to allow you to comply. As ever, my aim is to inform you and allow you to make an informed decision on some of the practical measures that you can take. So let's get straight into it. First and foremost, risk assessments. One of the main facets to Martyn's Law is to understand the impact and likelihood of a terrorist attack on your business. Yes, conducting a risk assessment. Now, how you do that is completely up to you, but you need to make sure that it is documented. Here are a couple of things you can do, or a couple of options available to you as a business. Firstly, you can do it internally. So you can do it yourself, or you can delegate a member of staff to conduct this risk assessment. They need to look at the different types of terrorist threat and also measure the likelihood and impact of those threats on your business. And this will then dictate whether or not you need to increase the security or security measures of your premises. Secondly, you can engage with an external party, a security consultancy, to conduct that on your behalf. The security consultants need to have specialist knowledge of the threats to your business and obviously gauge the likelihood and impact to your business. And they can present that to you to allow you to make a more informed decision on whether you need to take measures to protect your business. Whichever step you choose to take, and you can weigh up the pros and cons internally depending on your personal situation, whichever step you take, you need to ensure following the risk assessment that your business remains up to speed and up to date with the changing threat levels and also the changing threat landscape and how that will impact your business. Members of staff need to be able to conduct dynamic risk assessments as they go along to ensure your business plan is dynamic and flexible to this changing threat landscape. One of the things we'll talk about later is training, and having members of staff conduct training will allow them to make a better dynamic risk assessment when it comes to terrorism. Depending on the outcome of your risk assessment, it may be necessary to install enhanced security measures to improve the security of your business. Now, I'm not saying that you must do this. It will all be dictated by the outcome of your risk assessment. And I just wanted to go through some of the options available if you are looking at enhancing the security measures, enhancing the security at your premises. It is the purpose of the perimeter to demarc where your property begins and to prevent unauthorized access. It is also there to guide authorized persons to your preferred entry point. Now, there are a couple of solutions you can use to achieve this. Firstly, utilizing security lighting or strategically placed security lighting can deter unauthorized access and guide people to your entry point. It also helps to illuminate your entry point and counters or can counter any malicious surveillance. Secondly, security fencing. You can utilize security fencing to do exactly that, prevent unauthorized access and guide people to their preferred point of entry. You need to ensure your security fencing is the correct security rating for the threat and the level of threat to your business. And you need to consider things like anti-climb and anti-dig under measures for your security fencing. The purpose of access control systems is to control the access and egress into certain areas. It's there to stop unauthorized access, but also to monitor for any deviances to the rules. Now, there are a couple of solutions available to you. Firstly, electronic access control systems. You can implement a system including key cards biometrics, or even facial recognition to ensure only authorized people access the system. You should give thought and consideration for vulnerabilities such as credential sharing or card sharing, card passback, and even tailgating. Next, you've got physical barriers. So implementing things like gates, barriers, bollards is a good way of mitigating against the threat of a vehicle-borne threat. The purpose of surveillance systems is to monitor areas within and around the area of interest for any oddities or actions, behaviors that could be outside the norm. And again, you've got a few options to achieve this. Installing CCTV cameras at strategic locations and utilizing features such as motion detection, night vision, can highlight actions that warrant further investigation. By utilizing a third-party monitoring station can ensure a constant surveillance and also quick response to any potential threats. Lastly, you've got the AI features of CCTV cameras. The integration of AI into CCTV systems significantly enhances the real-time monitoring and security of an event. AI can detect unusual behaviors, recognize faces, and analyze patterns, providing a more proactive security measures. And this is a fast-moving field within the security agency, within the security field. So it's well worth keeping an eye on and asking a professional for their opinion. The purpose of employee training and awareness is to equip your employees with the relevant knowledge and skills in how to react in the event of a terrorist attack. Now, it's another main facet to the new legislation, and it's essential if your business is to plan and effectively deal with a terrorist attack. As a business, you have several options available to you of how you train your staff. Now, firstly, you can do it all internally. You can create your own training plan and you can deliver that. Now, one of the benefits of that is the training is very specific to your organization. Secondly, you can utilize the online or free online training courses that are readily available to businesses. The Protect UK website, which is part of the counter-terrorism policing, offers the Action Against Terrorism e-learning course, so the ACT e-learning course. That's a very good course and that's openly available to anyone that wants to take part in that training. Secondly, the National Protective Security Agency, the NPSA, offer a search, scan and notify course, again, which is a very good free online course. They also offer the scan training for line managers, which is aimed at people in responsibility and how to deal with a terrorist attack. And you can utilize these free resources and bolster your own training program and make it more specific to your business. Lastly, you can utilize a third party, external party, to deliver additional training for your staff. Now, this is particularly useful for first aid responders and how they are to deal with a victim of a terrorist attack that might have catastrophic bleeding, for example. Or it might be good to enhance security for people in critical positions. And that's the best way I think you can utilize the various elements to make sure that your staff are trained and aware of a terrorist attack. Emergency response plans establish clear procedures of how you are to deal with a terrorist attack. A key aspect of the Terrorism Protection of Premises Bill, emergency response plans ultimately underscore all your previous actions. Failure to deal and respond with a terrorist attack efficiently and effectively will ultimately mean that your terrorism plan has failed. How you create an emergency response plan is completely up to you, but you have several options that I will go into now. First, you can create your security plan internally yourself. You can do it yourself, or you can delegate an employee to do it, and create and cascade that information down to other members of staff so that everyone knows exactly how you as a business will deal with a terrorist attack. Secondly, you can utilize the free resources readily available on the internet and use that to bolster your own security plan. The Protect UK website, which is the counterterrorism policing website, has lots of free resources and guidance available that you can use. Secondly, the National Protective Security Agency, the NPSA, again has lots of free resources readily available for you to use online that you can take and you can bolster your own security plan. And again, create your plan and cascade that information down and ensure everyone is fully aware of how to deal with a terrorist attack. Lastly, you can engage a third party, a professional security consultancy that can come in and do all that work for you, that can create that plan and then train you and deliver that training so that everyone is fully aware of your method, of your plan to deal with a terrorist attack. Now, you as a business need to weigh up the pros and cons of each of those and then go with the solution that works best for you. The purpose of public disclosure and transparency is to inform and reassure employees, members of staff, visitors, and members of the public that you know and have a plan to deal with a terrorist attack. Again, this is one of the main features of Martyn's Law, and this is what really makes it stand out from the other similar legislation, such as the Health and Safety at Work Act and the Counterterrorism and Security Act. The need for a business to publicly disclose what your security measures are to reassure and provide peace of mind to members of staff and visitors. How you cascade and inform people and disclose that information, there are a couple of opportunities or options that you have as a business. Firstly, sharing that information of security measures using a whiteboard or a notice board and displaying the various information or the information that people need in a publicly readily available location. Next, you could engage some form of visitor education. So at the start of an event, you can have a short briefing and tell people exactly what your plans are to reassure them. You also need to think about how you're going to tell members of staff what the plans are and cascade that information down. Again, you need to weigh up the pros and cons for each one of these approaches. So I hope you found this video interesting and useful. Remember, it's our aim to try and provide unbiased information to help you make a more informed decision on how you can comply with Martyn's Law standard tier. We focused more on the practical measures and give you an overview without getting too bogged down in the details. So I hope it's been useful. So thanks for watching. Again, my name is Luke from Equilibrium Risk.